Hi, I'm Rachel, and that's Luke up there. Don't worry, you'll only be seeing him for about a second in this video. And this is our possibly first ever redemption QOM video up Loma Vista. I knew I wanted to start off this effort pretty hard and just get ahead of the QOM just for my own mental sake. So I decided to take this first little rise pretty hard.
You took it so hard that I decided to put an additional data overlay here of my watts on the back, suffering, dying. I weigh about 145 pounds or 66 kilograms, and I was doing like 450 watts just trying to stay on. I was not prepared. Rachel weighs like nothing.
It's like 47 kilograms, close to.
Basically nothing. Your watts don't really make any sense to anybody.
That's fair. Anyways, so this is Loma Vista, or the full segment name for it is Loma Vista from Doheny Road to the top. It's 1.32 miles at an average of 12%. You can see the kilometers and the meters up on the screen now for those of you who prefer the metric system.
Like me.
Yeah. This climb, it has like an initial sort of steeper section, then it flattens out. By flattening out, I mean like maybe it goes into like 9%. And then it kicks back up to about 12, 13, 14%. So most people, when they do the climb, they'll kind of like surge at the beginning part, recover a little bit, and then it's just kind of like a flat line because you just kind of get into a gear, and then that's the gear you're in. And then if you hold your cadence the same, you do essentially the same watts. So it's not a super punchy climb. It's just very steady, but pretty difficult to just, even if in your smallest gear, just maintain that steady cadence. Talking a little bit about why this is a redemption QOM. So this is actually the segment that I did my Everesting on a few years back. And I didn't get it that day, but I went back and tried to get the QOM on it and succeeded, albeit I was drafting on it, but I had it for a good bit. And then recently, our local mountain goat pro, Kira Payer, decided to do a little bit of a rampage in the Beverly Hills and Brentwood areas. So I was receiving multiple emails a day. It was super fun. Be at work, my watch starts buzzing, and it's a whole bunch of uh-ohs. But, you know, I guess I have it coming to me for the amount of emails that I've sent some other people. So
She took Mandeville too.
sad days.
It's very sad.
Sad days. We'll see. I was proud to have held it. I'm glad that I sparked some competition. Yeah. So anyways, Loma Vista was another one that Kira came and took from me. And because it was the hill that I did my Everesting attempt on, it is a little bit special to me. So I did want to go and try and see if I could possibly get it back. I've been doing a lot of Zwift racing lately, and a lot of the climbs on there are around 5 to 8, 10-ish minutes. They're all relatively short for the most part. And I just finished a couple of weeks ago doing a long stage race where there was a lot of these sort of like shorter climbs. So I was feeling kind of good about my like shorter power and my ability to sort of just like push through pain and just keep going. So I thought Loma Vista would be kind of a fun climb to test myself on, even if I didn't end up beating her time, because she beat me by like close to a minute. So I really was not that confident in my ability to actually beat the QOM, but I figured if nothing else, it would be a great sort of like power test and test of mental endurance and physical endurance. And so I thought it would be kind of fun to just try and see what happened, basically. Just go into it with that sort of a mindset.
Now, to be clear, Rachel did this after a 3-hour group ride that was pretty punchy. And it was over in the Glendale area, Pasadena area, the hills over there. And we had done a couple of efforts before this and then rode about 15, 20 miles over to Loma Vista. It was getting warm and we still had this effort left. So the fact that she's going hard here and is currently ahead of the QOM is pretty impressive.
Thanks.
I did get one phone video here of me suffering on the back. I put some bigger chain rings on my bike recently, and that sort of came back to bite me on this hill. I was doing about 70 RPM in the back and just hating my life.
Luke was doing torque intervals. He was doing training.
Yeah. I really wanted to be here.
100%.
Loma Vista, she sells it short. It's a very difficult climb. It goes on forever, and it's just so steep and unrelenting.
You are really, we were going to change my little Wahoo unit into kilometers. We forgot to do that, but it's because when it's in miles, you're just like looking and it's like 0.4 miles to go. And you're at 0.4 miles for over a minute. Okay, now you're at 0.3 miles to go. You're at that for over a minute, maybe 2 minutes. So looking at your like distance to go is not very encouraging.
Yeah, it's hard to see the progression of the climb. I love being in kilometers on my Wahoo because it will start counting down at 1K to go, and it'll be like, 950 meters or whatever, and it'll count down every meter. And on a climb like this, it's so much better. You can really see how much longer you have left.
Yeah, as you can see, my power is starting to drop like a little bit here. I was about 7 minutes into the effort, and I knew I at least had like 3 more minutes to go. And when you've been holding above threshold for that long, it just gets kind of mentally tough, I think, more than anything to like continue to hold it. But as you can see, I was kind of able to bring it back like at little short spurts, kind of randomly. But again, just trying to like keep the pedals turning over. I was already in my smallest gear, so it was just a matter of like, okay, try to hold the same cadence, And I don't have my power up on my Wahoo at all, so I don't really know. I was just more kind of going off of like time to finish, which I forgot that the Loma Vista segment kind of glitches out, and you actually have about 300 more feet after the segment says that it's supposed to end, which on Loma Vista is like another 30 seconds that the segment is going on, that you're just in like negative feet to go. So as we will find out, this may have potentially come back to bite me near the end of the effort here.
Your cadence is good, though. I'm very happy I put on the 11 to 34 cassette on your bike.
Yeah, this is very much appreciated.
20 minutes before we left.
Yeah.
We were having some issues, and it wouldn't shift into the 11 tooth comb.
It still didn't,
Yeah.
regardless.
I figured you wouldn't.
Fine. No, I just needed to, when we were doing our flat riding, get in the draft so that I didn't get dropped spinning out. So yeah, you can see here I'm like trying to put in my last little dig because my Wahoo unit is telling me I have like 1,000 feet to go, but it was lying to me. So
yeah, we have a little ways to go.
Yeah. Still ticking away there.
It very gradually lets off the gradient, so it's not any sort of relief. You just have to very slowly come to like the summit. Mm-hmm. So you can see it's 11%. It's just gonna tick down to maybe 10%, 9%, but it doesn't really crest like most climbs. Mm-hmm. It just takes forever.
Yeah. And again, with the segment glitching out, you're like, oh, I'm almost there. Oh no, it's in negative feet to go. When does it end? When am I done? It's like coming up here. Oh, look, I get out of the saddle for approximately 5 seconds. I think I'm almost done. I'm like, oh, look, oh, there's the mailbox up ahead. I'm almost there because the segment ends at a white mailbox. I, however, did forget that there were, in fact, 2 mailboxes. And it ended at the second one. But we got it. We got it. The goal was completed.
So strong.
It's not always pretty, but sometimes it's just whatever gets the job done.
I thought I stopped at the other mailbox.